Oh, hello.
One. I can cut this out. Hi, Joan. How are you today?
I am fine.
Good. Well, thank you so much for letting me come and do this assessment with you. I really appreciate it.
That's just fine.
So I want to begin by telling you about occupational therapy. I know we discussed it a little bit before we began, but basically an OT's job is to help you identify areas in your life that you, activities in your life that are meaningful to you, and help you, maybe identify any barriers to engaging in those activities, and just to ensure that you're able to do the things you want to do in your everyday life.
That's fine.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Great. So today what I'm going to be doing with you is the Canadian Occupational Performance Measure. And so I know we discussed this a little bit before, but basically OTs use this tool to help people identify activities in their life that they want to do but that they may have trouble engaging in. And we help you rate your performance in those activities as well as your satisfaction in engaging in those activities. So we're just going to run through the assessment. We'll start by identifying some activities that you engage in your life that you might have trouble with, and also ones that are strengths, so ones that are easy for you to engage in. And then we'll go through those and we'll pick 3 to 5 that are really important to you that you might want to work on. And then we're going to rate your performance in those activities as well as your satisfaction in those activities.
All right.
Okay, great. So if you have any questions as we go through this, just let me know. And then we can stop at any point just to clarify things.
All right.
Okay? All right, so we're going to break it down into 3 groups to begin with. So I'm going to ask you about your self-care activities, and then I'm also going to ask you about productivity, and then we're going to finish up with talking about leisure activities.
All right.
Okay. So personal care, dressing, bathing, feeding, personal hygiene, any difficulties in those areas?
No.
Okay. How about functional mobility? So transferring in and out of rooms, in and out of cars, going up and down steps.
No, I have no trouble doing
No trouble
that.
doing it? Okay.
I have to make sure that I see those steps, though.
Make sure you see them and maybe go...
One step at a time.
Sounds great. One step at a time. Okay.
At 87, that's what I should do.
Yes. Okay. And then I know that we had discussed that you're planning on moving to be closer to your family in Milwaukee in a few months. And so with those steps, are you looking to keep what you have now with a couple of flights in your own place, or are you looking to get something on one level?
One level.
One level to avoid using
Absolutely.
the steps? Okay, great. Okay.
Or a building with an elevator.
Building with an elevator. Great. Okay. So community management, transportation, so getting to and from places.
I still drive a car, but at the moment, I can't drive one because I was in the hospital for a while and my doctor said, don't drive for 7 months.
Okay. Okay, so as far as getting to and from places, what do you do to compensate for that?
I walk if I need something, and it's only 2 or 3 blocks away, I will walk to that place.
Okay. And then,
If it isn't, I take rides.
Okay. So, in addition to that, things like shopping and running your errands and managing your personal finances, how is that going?
That's fine.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to move on to productivity. So, paid and unpaid work. So, I know you're not working anymore, but any type of volunteering, anything like that?
No, I don't volunteer anymore. At 87 years of age, I just can't do that.
Are there any barriers to doing volunteering that made you stop doing it, or just
No.
kind of you had done it for a while?
Mhm.
Okay. So household management, cleaning, laundry, cooking.
I have no problems with that.
All right, so now we're going to move on to leisure activities. So the first one we're going to talk about is quiet recreation. So things like hobbies that you have, reading, crafting, anything like that.
Reading.
Reading is something that you love to do.
Yes, I love that. And I have for many years.
Mm-hmm. So active recreation. This is things like going to outings, traveling. Any problems with that?
I have no problems with that.
No problems with that. And as far as traveling without being able to drive your own car, any barriers to that? I know that you have family in Milwaukee, so any problems with going to see them?
No, because I don't have a car now, I will have to use the bus system.
Okay. All right. And then the last one is socialization. So just visiting your friends, talking on the phone, spending time with your family.
I do that.
You do that,
Yes.
a lot of that. Okay. All right, great. Anything else that we didn't cover that you would like to do in your everyday life, but that you might have trouble engaging in?
I don't think
That
so.
you can think of? Okay,
No.
great. All right, so I'm just going to go through it really quickly, and then we're going to choose 3 to 5 areas that maybe you want to work on. So starting with self-care, you had no problems with self-care. You're able to do the dressing, bathing, everything that
Yes.
falls in that category. Functional mobility, sometimes stairs are a little bit hard for you, although you are able to do them by going one step at a time.
Yes.
But we did discuss that moving into a new place in a couple of months that you will likely
Right.
be choosing a place with one level or an
Right.
elevator. Community management, you still drive, but right now you're just temporarily not driving
Right.
because you're in the hospital. But you're able to walk to places that are close, which is great.
Yes.
And you're able to take rides if it's far away. So you have
Yes.
people that you can take rides from.
Yes.
Great. Okay. And then as far as paid and unpaid work, you volunteered for a while, but you did it for many years, and so
Yes,
you're okay
I
with
did.
not doing it anymore. Household management, you're doing great with. No
Yes.
problems there. And then moving into leisurely activities, reading, which you love to do. And then active recreation, traveling to see family is something that's really important to you.
Yes.
And not able to drive right now, but you're able to use the bus system,
Right.
as you said. And then socialization is really great for you. You really like visiting with
Yes.
others. And okay, great. Yep, so that's everything that I had written down. So going through that list, maybe we can choose, like I said, about 3 to 5 activities that we can do the ratings with. So maybe some of the ones that that you might have trouble engaging in right now or that are a little bit more difficult for you, we can focus in on those.
All right.
Does that sound good?
All right.
Okay. So personal care, no problems there. Functional mobility. Do we maybe want to talk about like the steps going up and down stairs?
Just going up and down the stairs one at a time
Okay.
is fine. And holding on to a railing.
All right. Okay. And then community management, we talked about being unable to drive a car, so we could discuss that if you wanted to, since that's something that you said you still do and you would like to get back to doing
Yes.
in the near future?
Yes.
Okay. So driving, I'll put that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Driving and running errands and
Right.
getting everything done.
Right.
Okay. Great. Okay. And then moving into leisure, the only thing you really discussed that you might have trouble doing is traveling to see your family because of not being able to use the car.
Well, that's a temporary.
Temporary.
That is temporary.
Okay. All right. So In the future, would you like to work back to being able to drive to visit them?
Well, living in the same city with them wouldn't be a problem.
Okay. So that's something that you're looking to do in the coming months?
I hope to.
Hope to. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I have here, I'll show you things that we can discuss to work on. Going up and down the stairs, driving to run errands, getting back into doing that in the coming months, and then traveling to see your family, which
Yes.
you had discussed that you are interested in moving closer to be by
Right,
them.
right.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to do some rating. So first I'm going to have you rank your performance on these 3 activities, and then we're going to rank your satisfaction.
All right.
Okay. So the first one we have is using the stairs, your performance on that.
You want my performance on that?
Yeah, so you can
Going
rank
one at a time?
so just your own performance on getting up and down the stairs from 1 to 10, just your perception of your performance.
I would give myself an 8.
An 8, okay, great. All right, driving and being able to run errands.
Well, at this point, I can't.
Okay,
So, I mean, I've been told by a doctor that I cannot do
that.
for the next few months.
Okay, so if you were to rate your performance on that, what would you give it?
Oh, I'd give it a 10.
You give it a 10. So this is your ability to perform, to drive.
To drive?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
so
you
right.
know what? You know what? Give me an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So so you're saying when you're able to drive again.
Yes.
That you're able to drive an 8.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then being able to travel and see your family right now, what would you rate your performance on that as?
Well, taking a bus.
Taking a bus?
Is it.
Okay. So
Or getting a ride from a friend.
Getting a ride from a friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either of those.
Okay. So if you were able to rank your performance on being able to go see them, what would you give it on a 1 to 10?
6.
6. Okay. All right. Great. So now we're going to switch cards and we're going to rank your satisfaction. So with as far as performance and satisfaction, you could be performing at, maybe a lower number on here, but you could be satisfied with that. So these two don't have to correspond with
Okay.
one another.
All right.
So they're different. So as far as going up and down the stairs, you ranked yourself as an 8 as far as performance. Satisfaction with that. How do you feel about about your performance on going
About
up
my
and down the stairs?
performance?
Mm-hmm.
I feel a 10.
Okay. All right. And then about driving. So you ranked your performance on that as an 8. And then right now you're not able to drive yourself. So maybe we could discuss your satisfaction with your current performance and being able to drive.
With my current performance,
So yeah, how satisfied are you?
I am between an 8 and a 9.
Between
really.
8 and 9. Okay. All right. And then for traveling, you ranked yourself as a 6. So how satisfied are you on being able to go and see your family?
You mean my performance
So your performance, you ranked it as a 6. And then how satisfied are you with that level of performance?
Fine.
Fun.
Or it could be between 6 and 8.
6 and 8? Okay, so let's give it a 7.
Let's give
Sound
it a
good?
7. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so that is all I needed you to do. So we'll kind of run through this, what we came up with. So we discussed going up and down the stairs, and your performance is about an 8 on there. And your satisfaction with that is a 10. And then driving, being able to run errands. So right now you're not driving, but when you do drive, your performance is an 8. And your satisfaction with that is also an 8.
Yeah.
So I would imagine getting back into the car and being able to drive in, about 6 months from now, 5 months?
It's 5 months.
5 months from now is something that is really important to you?
It's very important.
Very important to you. Okay. And then Traveling to see your family, you ranked that as a 6 as far as performance, and then you gave it about a 7 with satisfaction. So, you
Well,
know,
it's just the fact that I can't drive.
that you can't
that
drive.
makes me feel very, I don't want to use my word.
Okay. Totally fine. Okay, that's good to know, though. That's really good to know. So I'll make a note of that.
Yes.
So yeah, so you rank that as a 7.
Yeah.
So this is great. I think that you were able to identify some areas that you're doing really well in, as well as some areas that you would like to work on in the coming months.
Right.
And we also discussed a few things that will help you address some of these barriers, such as being able to drive again soon, and then also being closer to your family.
Right.
And
Right.
also maybe getting a place with less stairs.
Right.
To make it easier.
Right.
Great. So this is all we're going to do. This is the first part of the COPM. So this is all we're going to do together. If you were doing this with an OT, you would meet again to discuss some goals. But right now we're going to stop here, and I just wanted to thank you so much for letting me interview you.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for being here.
Absolutely. And do you have any questions for me?
I don't think
Don't
so.
think so?
I don't think so.
Okay, great.
I just want the driving to come sooner.
Totally understandable. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.